Call this meeting to order. Ms. Fazzoni, please call roll.
Councilmember Coburn.
Here.
Councilman Register.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer.
Yes, ma'am. Today's invocation is led by our own Vice Mayor, Michael Jarman. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we ask for your presence here today. Renew us in our desire to imitate the life of your Son, Jesus Christ. We ask for your protection and guidance for our residents, our city, and the whole of the United States. We ask this in Christ's name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Moving on to community announcements. Tomorrow, Friday the 25th at 1 p.m. at the Senior Center, there will be a celebration of life for the Honorable Gail Obrist. Please join us in honoring the life and legacy of the Honorable Gail Obrist. A tree dedication will be held in recognition of her many years of devoted service and unwavering commitment to the city of Panama City Beach community. Coming up on Wednesday, August 6th, there will be a budget workshop at 9 a.m. here at City Hall. On Tuesday, August 12th, there is a special council meeting at 9 a.m. We're moving the Thursday meeting to Tuesday because the city elected officials will be at the Florida League of Cities. And also on Thursday, August 28th, there is a council meeting at 9 a.m. Okay, that's it for the community announcements. We move on to the approval of meeting minutes.
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Fazzoni?
Councilmember Coburn.
Yes.
Councilman Register.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer.
Yes, ma'am. Now the approval of the agenda and additions or deletions. Mr. Whitman, did you have anything?
Yes, sir. I'd like to pull item number 2 off the consent, which is resolution 25-145, an agreement with Graybar. I'll bring that back in the future.
Okay. Is everyone okay with that?
No. Motion to approve as amended. Second.
Ms. Fazzoni?
Councilmember Coburn.
Yes.
Councilman Register.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we move on to presentations. First is the Employee Years of Service Awards. Justin? Okay. The mayor, city council, and staff of the city of Panama City Beach extend the sincerest appreciation to Justin Hunter Brown, for dedicated service and commitment to the city of Panama City Beach for 5 years. Would you like to say anything?
Yes. So Hunter predates me with the city, so he has many years on me already. But Hunter is our longest member of the Conservation Park crew currently, and you'd be hard-pressed to find someone more hardworking and more steadfast in their service to the park and to the city. Don't know what we'd do without him.
Congratulations. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you. And I think that's it. Oh, wait, there's one more. There's one more. Rich? The mayor, city council, and staff of the city of Panama City Beach extend the sincerest appreciation to Rich McClanahan for dedicated service and commitment to the city of Panama City Beach for 30 years. And Rich Rich, the chief said you were going to say something? Oh, I'm sorry, the chief wants to.
Okay. He'll say a couple things. Yeah, 30 years in any profession is difficult, but 30 years in this job, there's not many that can do it. You know, I'm a data guy, right? So, you know, looking at it, that's about 65,000 hours of police work. 65,000. That's close to 500 estimated critical incidents this just one person responds to after a 30-year career. Rich was one of my original FTOs. I just want to put that out there. Learned some good stuff and some bad stuff. Let's put that out. Let's just throw that out there. You know, he definitely bleeds Beach Police blue all the way through, and he is a valuable member of our team. And I could not be more proud to serve as his chief at his 30-year mark. And you know, it's Rich. You know, he's been a part of the Beach Police 30 years, and we'll remember him for a long time. And I know he's still got several more years to give this city. So, Captain, congratulations. Say a couple words.
Well, thank you all for coming and showing support. I want to thank my Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. Thank you, Council, Drew, Holly. I want to thank everyone for your support. I work for the best city in Florida. I work for the best police department, the best police chief, and I work for the best men and women you could have anywhere in the world. And thank you. And not to be forgotten at all, this lady, my beautiful wife of 35 years, has been here to support me through every bit of it, thick and thin, and I couldn't have done it without her. So thank you. She deserves this award.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, I'll go back to work.
Thank you all. Next up, Ms. Cheryl Joyner will give us a update from the Parks and Rec Department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a short presentation, and when I say short, not Mark Schaefer short, so don't worry. Sorry. Sorry, Mark. I had
That's some
to.
friendly fire there. Some friendly fire
It's
there.
all in fun. We're all. My stuff's more fun. Can't help it.
The hits keep coming.
So just some project updates. We have a lot going on, probably more than ever in all my years here. I have 19 years in August, and this is more projects than I can ever remember that we've undertaken. So feel free to stop me at any time. I'm just going to kind of run through them. If you have any questions, again, just stop me. Have some pictures of some of the completions after this. But starting with the pier, the Hooked Restaurant is under demolition right now. Hopefully that will be spring completion. Aaron Besant Pavilion is getting close. It's looking great. I don't know if you've seen it. Funded by the CVB. It's going to be an awesome addition over there. And it's getting close. I think August 20th is hopefully completion. In the last year, we've completed the connector road at Frank Brown, community center roof, tennis courts, basketball, skate park. North Complex lights are sitting in the parking lot. I can tell you, they're there. And they're supposed to start work on that next week, so we're excited about that. Miracle League restroom and pavilion, that's still in progress. Pickleball courts, hot topic. They have sent to Florida Department of Environmental Protection for review for that stormwater area out in front, and hopefully out to bid in September. Lindell restroom renovations getting very close. Hopefully that will be out to bid shortly. Safe room. I wish I had an hourglass to show you. That's still sitting in review, which I'm told our Public Works Department, John and Chad, project managers with us, have been amazing, but that can take up to a year sometimes that sits in review. The park shop, architects, we're working on phase 2. I'll show you a picture of what phase 1 was already done. Aquatic Center, we have some renovations scheduled for the second week in August for the men's restroom. Not quite as extensive as we were going to do, but we've come up with some more cost-saving solutions that I think are going to be promising. And then the Aquatic Center lights, we're waiting on some proposals to get that done.
Thank you.
Ready for pretty pictures?
Yeah. I was gonna ask some questions for
Yes.
the pretty picture part rather
Okay.
than the spreadsheet part.
Okay. Hope I don't have pictures of all of them, but here's the basic concept you probably have all seen of the Hooked restaurant. The pavilion, like I said, it's coming along very nicely. It's going to be a great addition to that area at Aaron Besant. Basketball courts. This picture is really kind of cool because you can see we actually did 3 different projects that I have pictures of. I don't know, my red pointer's not working. I practiced earlier. Travis told me. Anyway, you have the basketball courts, the community center roof, and the tennis courts in that photo there. So you can see the community center roof, what a difference there. You also get a glimpse of those tennis courts that were completely redone. Big difference. Those do need to be at least repainted every 8 years. This particular one, we did the fence, lights, windscreen, a complete upgrade. The connector road was shifted over, made room for our Miracle League parking and our skate park. Also, we were able to do what we kind of internally call baseball lane along the festival site. Gave us some more paved, more organized parking over there. Maintenance yard, this one is really proud of our staff. We have some of them back here. You can kind of see before, and again, I don't know. Oh, look, there it goes. Okay. You can see the brand new pole barn on the right. When you look at the left, you can see all the trucks and the 2 smaller pole barns. Those were, I would say, 30 years old. Nowhere near the height to store a lot of equipment. So the pole barn was put in-house by our guys, huge cost savings. They installed that in between doing all of their regular duties. So now you can see how much cleaner and shifted away. We've been able to protect the equipment a lot better. The next phase that the architects are working on is to move our mechanic shop to the back so that we'll have a temporary spot for him so we can begin the next phases. Skate park, probably one of the best things we've done. Very successful project. Gets probably as much use as any amenity in the park. It's been a great addition. Any questions on the projects?
Yeah, for the skate park, there's some landscaping that still needs to be done. Is that in progress?
Yes, yes. We're actually, we need to get some irrigation from across the road. So we're gonna have to do a little direct bore to get some irrigation to that side,
Okay.
so.
And for the safe room, can you talk a little bit more about that?
No, honestly. The safe room is in review. I don't have any.
How large is it? What's going to
It's about 17,000 square feet. It's going to give us a lot more indoor programming. Right now, our current building we share with the Boys and Girls Club. So in the summer, really limits our ability to do indoor programming. Pickleball gets basically cut out, open gym. And it's our only basketball court, so it's our only youth sport that's really limited. So we'll have a whole new facility we're really excited about.
Okay.
Ready for that to get out of review.
And,
Mayor, would you like the design to be brought up probably next meeting or something?
Yeah.
To take a look at again?
I think that's worth looking at.
Sure.
We're going to keep or build a new pavilion over there closer to the aquatic center, the one that's out there in the middle now that everybody uses, that's 40 years old, that octagon.
Mm-hmm.
That's
think-
planning on, we're planning on shifting that, either moving it or building a new one.
Right.
Because that is really utilized there, has been.
Yeah, I think that would be a good spot. I think hard to say for sure until that building is complete. We know we're going to lose the the little imagination playground. So
Right.
that seems like the logical spot, but,
Well, when we're planning, use some cookie cutters and see, make sure we save enough space right there to do it
Yeah.
if we could.
I don't think that spot you're talking about is going to be disturbed by it, so it seems like the ideal location.
Okay, thank you.
And to get a little bit more color on the pickleball courts, it's because stormwater mitigation is required for that area. So that's why
Right.
we have DEP, Florida Department.
Mm-hmm. But they're
of
close. I
Environment.
mean, we're very close. So.
Okay. Okay.
So, did I miss my, oh goodness, going all the wrong way. Sorry, Travis.
Mayor, while she's looking for that, when she talks about it's being under review, it's at the state level, it's a peer review. They're checking
Yeah.
that, and they're also checking the peer review for our police department substation on the east end.
Okay.
That's at the state level.
Yeah, so it's not our delay, it's, we're waiting on the state. Yep.
Because of grant funding.
Okay. Yeah, so that's one of the challenges with grant funding is you got a lot more people looking at it. You can't just get it done.
So busy summer. We offered over 70 summer camps. Currently, we still have a couple weeks to go, but 631 kids to date have participated in summer camps. That's not Boys and Girls Club, that's through Parks and Rec, our individual specialty camps, everything from cooking to art, just a variety of things. Over 500 participants in swim lessons. Spoke with Chris O'Brien yesterday to get these stats, which is pretty amazing. 880 teams played in baseball and softball tournaments at our facility this summer, and that's in excess of 10,000 players. And then that last one, I'm still always amazed. I ran that report, and 130,000 people walked on our pier between April 1st and July 15th. Then we move out of summer, right on to fall. Lots of youth sports coming up. Soccer runs twice a year, so does Miracle League. You can kind of see how they all, it's one right after another. We do have about 2,000 players that participate in the leagues throughout the year. Community events, we're about halfway through. These are near and dear to the staff's heart. I mean, we really love these events. Great, fun, free events for the family. Summer concert is our 20-year. It's just been a phenomenal season for that. We have a new one coming up in October. We're going to do a floating pumpkin patch at the pool. They've convinced me. It should be interesting. Haven't done that one before, but we're excited about that. And then you can kind of see we've intermingled the community events with what's coming up for fall. So get ready pretty much September 20th through the end of the year. We're tight schedule moving on. And then just for stats, it was fun for the staff to kind of put this together so you can kind of see 112 events that don't count youth sports or basic rentals, kind of the breakdown of what happens.
There's a lot of programming going on up there. You guys got a lot of programming.
Yes, we're proud of it. The staff that we have, it's amazing. The summer camps, it's been an awesome summer.
Yeah, great way to get people to enjoy the parks even more fully. And honestly, the work you guys have done at that maintenance pavilion, especially keeping some of the work in-house, great use of taxpayer money.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
that's it.
Very
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank your whole staff.
Okay. Moving on to public comment on the consent agenda or non-agenda business. Come up, state your name, address myself or the council as a whole, and please keep your comments limited to city business. You will have 3 minutes. Any public comment on the consent agenda or non-agenda business?
Hi, Molly Allen, over at Lullwater. I have just a few questions for the council. There was a public workshop that was supposed to happen this morning for municipal impacts. I'm wondering, is that going to be rescheduled? It was canceled, and if it is going to be rescheduled, when will that date be? Also, I want to point out you said we can talk about the consent agenda during this time. The first agenda that you have here talks about purchasing a marine boom cutter boat from the We Do Green Boat Company. And I'm pretty familiar with these type of boats. I'm not an expert, I'm not a SME, I'm not going to go out there and do the mechanics on it. But we looked into it when we were looking at cleaning up Low Water Lake back in 2015 when we first started this kind of talk about removing some of the vegetation. And so I'm just concerned, at that time, the city said that they didn't know if they purchased one where they would store the item. So I'm curious where this boat will be stored. And then I'm also wanting to know if there will be some some processes and procedures for freshwater rinse after the boat is used. There are some places where hydrilla and some exotic species occur in the waterways here in our city. And I would be very sad if some of the hydrilla, let's say from Low Water Lake, got on that boat and then was moved to another waterway. So just make sure if you're using these type of big machines around these equipments, maybe a power pack. I don't know if they have like freshwater power packs that you can take with you, and you know they say like what stays in Vegas, happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. Well, what happens at that waterway should stay at that waterway and not make it to our other waterways if we're looking to protect and continue to get grants to improve water quality. I want to thank Drew and his responsiveness, the city manager, for coming to clear a spring head that next to down the Low Water Drive, if you all are familiar with it. There's a little spring head that feeds over into the lake and then goes down to the main lake. It's at the bottom of Low Water Drive, and that grate had become very clogged with vegetation and the material, and it was about to flow over the road. And so that's why the city came out and responded to our need there. And so I want to thank you for that, Drew, and the staff who came out for that. I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Allen. Further comment on the consent agenda or non-agenda business?
Hi, my name is Tony Horton, owner of Bike the Beach. Coming here today about the LDC regarding e-bike rentals in the city limits. I've been doing e-bikes for the past 10 years and never had an issue whatsoever until about 2 weeks ago. I was told that it's not legal for me to do it. So I've shut it down, and I only do e-bike business outside the city limits. What I've seen in the past 2 weeks is other companies from 30A, from Panama City, since the void is there that I don't do that business, they're coming in from everywhere. And I've emailed all the council members, Cole and city manager. I've heard back from the mayor and vice mayor and indirectly from Cole through my lawyer. And the police department's been great with their response, you know, communicating with me. But otherwise, I've not had any other communication from the city. Has there been any communication internally about this LDC, and how can we move forward?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Horton. Further public comment?
My name is Captain Gary Wayne Beck. I
No,
live at
that speaker needs to go.
2601 Beach
That
Street.
speaker needs to go.
I live at 2601 Beach Street, Panama City Beach, Florida. Folks, we're going to be talking about the Constitution and Bill of Rights. In 2016, I was kidnapped and I was ripped of every constitutional right I have. I filed a federal case in
Mr.
good
Beck,
faith.
please
In
keep
good
this-
faith. And
Mr.
then
Beck,
during the meantime,
please
don't
keep
worry, I'm
this
going to keep it to the city.
Mr. Beck, keep this to city business.
A case with the code enforcement, against the code enforcement, and in that federal case that I filed in good faith, you'll find me saying that the code enforcement preys upon the weakest of people, the people that has nobody. And if you go and check Mrs. Cindy from 108 Heather Drive, she is a typical victim. She has absolutely no relatives whatsoever. They charged her $42,000 for cleaning her yard, and then they backdated it so they could take her property. I went over, it's a very beautiful house that she has, and they're taking her property. Oh yeah, and she can't call anybody. She can't call the chief of police. She can't can't call the police, she can't call the sheriff's department. Oh yeah, she's told to get a lawyer. And what happens? That's one day she has to get a lawyer, and if she can't get a lawyer, guess what? She's raped just like everybody else. You know what? Nobody would even know she's there. Nobody would even know if it wasn't for me hearing her here, because all these people right here turn a blind eye to them raping a little old lady.
All right,
And let's
all right,
don't
all right.
forget
Enough
the
of that
fact,
language. Enough
let's
of that
don't forget
language.
the fact
Enough
that,
of
you
that
know, you
language.
said the Constitution and Bill of Rights don't exist, didn't you, Mayor? I'm fixing to play it after I leave here. I'm going to play it on a loudspeaker where you said the Constitution and Bill of Rights don't exist, you know? And then y'all carrying out criminal acts against the people. Oh, yeah, let's don't forget. Oh, yeah, the governor said that y'all guys volunteered for Doge. I've got some Doge for them, because you remember whenever they ripped me of my taxes, you know, and Pender paid my taxes, and then some lady
Sir,
came up and they
that's not-
charged me
that is
another
outside the city.
$2,000. That happened on Panama City Beach, another
Sir, that is outside the
$2,000.
city.
You don't dictate what I can and cannot say. That's another thing you've been doing. You know, I have freedom of speech. It's my obligation to expose the criminal acts that you people have been doing. I put my hand on the Bible and I swear to uphold it. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't think it exists, do you, Mayor? You said so your own self. Then I have to deal with the fact I have, you know, the mentally disturbed people that prey upon children, you know, that dress like women that's men, and women that dress like men that's women. You know, that they're alphas. That's why they're feeding on the weakest of the people. You can't get much more weaker than an old lady that ain't got nobody
All right,
left on
sir,
the
keep
planet.
us addressed to
You know,
city business.
city business. I think raping the Constitution and Bill of Rights is everybody's business, buddy. You know what I mean by that, buddy? Huh, Puddin'? You know, I'm trying to do what's right. Y'all guys cut my time off a little bit early, didn't you? Huh? So I'll get a few extra seconds.
Sir, sit down. Continued public comment on consent and non-agenda business. Okay, seeing none, Mr. Whitman, can you address a few of the items that got brought up?
Yes. In reference to the workshop was canceled. We had, for the impact fees, that was canceled. We're gonna bring that back probably in late August, September. We had some issues with some of the numbers, so we're addressing that. We'll bring it back to the council sometime late August versus September. In reference to the boat, that boat was, if it's approved in the consent agenda, that would be used strictly for the city-owned stormwater ponds. It'll be stored down at Public Works Department. We have a pole barn to keep it out of the weather, and I'm sure they'll have a policy in place to wash it down for that piece of equipment. In reference to Tony, we do have a prohibition on e-bike, so he did have his attorney reach out to our attorney, so I got out of the conversation, so I'll defer the rest of the comment to my attorney or our legal staff. In reference to Captain Beck, 99% of the stuff he's talking about occurs in the county. He did bring up 108 Heather. We did clean up the property at 108 Heather. We worked with the homeowner for probably the last 3-4 years with complaints from other neighborhoods. She went before the hearing officer, I believe, 4 times.
Sir? Sir? Sir?
But the city worked with her to try to clean up the property in reference to complaints from the other neighbors. We did clean it up. Finally, I think it was last week, the property was cleaned up with assistance with our abatement team and our city staff to help the lady out. That's the end of my comments.
Okay. All right. For Mr. Horton. When the Funk Beach Road CRA is finished, we will have better infrastructure for bikes, e-bikes, and pedestrians. From my perspective, any consideration of changing the LDC to accommodate e-bikes is premature, and it's going to require some thoughtful regulation. You indicated in your email to us suggesting granting government monopolies to existing e-bike businesses. I do not favor that unless dictated by a compelling government interest. Mr. Davis, when did the Land Development Code change regarding the delivery or rental of e-bikes?
So in 2017, when the city embarked on prohibiting motor scooter rental businesses as a prohibited use in the Land Development Code, as defined, e-bikes and the little like Lime scooters, those all fit under the definition of motor scooter. And so that was passed in 2017. It actually took effect in 2020. There was a 3-year amortization period. So September of 2020 is when that took effect.
Okay, so that's been existing LDC for the last 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any comments from the council?
I mean, I'm in concurrence with that. My position is that we need to finish the CRA, which will give us the infrastructure and the lanes that could be used by the e-bikes.
And then until that time, I'm not looking to change the LDC.
And I'll say to Mr. Horton, if you see other businesses doing those deliveries that are violating the LDC, please reach out to us. We want to enforce the laws or the LDC fairly for everyone. Okay. Further comments? Nope. All right. Moving on to the consent agenda. Ms. Vizzoni.
Resolution 25-144, a resolution of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, approving the purchase of a marine boom cutter boat from We Do Green Boat, Inc. in the amount of $108,066.60 and agreeing to be bound by the terms and conditions of the General Services Administration contract governing that purchase. Number 3, Resolution 25-146, a resolution of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, ratifying and approving change order number 4 to the city's agreement with Gulf Coast Utility Contractors, LLC, for the Alf Coleman Road project to add a net increase of $29,874.01 to the total contract amount.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Vizzoni, please call.
Councilmember Coburn?
Yes.
Councilman Register?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Tedmer?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're moving on to the regular agenda. Regular agenda item number 1, ordinance 1661. Mr. Davis.
An ordinance of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, amending Ordinance 1688, known as the 2021 amended and restated City of Panama City Beach Growth Development Plan, acting upon the application of Raw GP LLC to change the future land use designation of a parcel of land from mixed use to tourist, designated for tourist land use, a certain parcel of land lying within the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, consisting of approximately 1.5 acres. Said parcel located at Panama City Beach Parkway, parcel ID 35351-090-000, as more particularly described in the body of the ordinance, amending the city's future land use map to designate the parcel for tourist land use, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, scrivener's errors, liberal interpretation, modifications, codification, and providing an effective date.
Okay, so this is a quasi-judicial hearing, and last time we did the same thing. We'd have the 2 ordinances from, regarding a request by RAWGP LLC to move the property from PUD to CM. So we're gonna just take testimony on both items at the same time. Any comment or testimony you have on the comprehensive plan amendment or rezoning requests will be considered during this quasi-judicial hearing. All right. This is a hearing to consider the approval of an amendment to the future land use map and rezoning for certain property owned by RAWGP LLC located at parcel ID 35351-090-000. This is a quasi-judicial hearing governed by the city's land development code. This hearing is based on the recommendation of the planning board's approval. Members of the council have been provided a copy of that order for our review. We will now begin the hearing. Will all persons wishing to speak during this hearing please rise to be sworn in? Ms. Vizzoni, please swear me.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay. Mr. Leonard, were the notice requirements met for this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. At this time, we will ask each of the members of the council to make their Jennings disclosure. Councilmember Coburn?
Nothing to disclose.
Almost elevated you there, Drew. Councilman Register?
Nothing to disclose.
Councilman Casto?
Nothing to disclose.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Nothing to disclose.
And I have nothing to disclose. At this point, we'll hear the staff's report. Mr. Leonard.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a request for 1.5 acres. The comprehensive plan future land use map request portion of that is from mixed use to tourist, and the rezoning request that's associated with is plan unit development to CM, or commercial medium intensity. The planning board considered both requests on May 14th, 2025, and recommended approval 6-1 for both of them. And the city council conducted a first reading on both of these on June the 26th. And I would like to put the agenda packet for this item into the record as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
motion for that? Okay. Yeah. Please include the agenda packet for this item. Okay, moving on to the applicant presentation. At this time, we will hear from the applicant. Mr. Carroll.
Good morning, Robert Carroll, McNeil Carroll Engineering, 17800 Panama City Beach Parkway. You've heard the presentation. I'm just here to answer any questions you may have.
I have none.
Nothing. Yeah, this is removing from a PUD and going to CM.
Yes, sir.
Right? It's on Back Beach Road, which is in conformity with the rest of the use on Back Beach Road. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll. At this time, we will hear from any affected parties who wish to speak. Please come up and state your name and address for the record. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to public comment. At this time, we will take any public comment during this quasi-judicial hearing for this item. Seeing none. At this time, we will hear any rebuttal by staff. Affected parties, none. Applicant, none. Okay. This time, we'll close the evidentiary portion of the hearing. And any closing arguments by staff or applicant? None? None? Okay. Close the hearing. This time, we'll move on to council discussion. Any council discussion? Come on, you guys can't let me be the only one talking up here.
I will discuss and make a motion to approve ordinance 1661.
I will second that motion.
All right. Ms. Mazzoni?
Councilmember Coburn?
Yes.
Councilman Register?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, now we're going to move on to agenda item 2, ordinance 1662, which has been covered.
Yep. An ordinance of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, rezoning from planned unit development to commercial medium intensity that certain parcel of land lying within the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, containing approximately 1.5 acres, located at Panama City Beach Parkway, parcel ID 35351090000, as more particularly described in the body of the ordinance, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, scrivener's errors, liberal interpretation, modification, codification, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. We've merged those quasi-judicial hearings, so we're not going to have that. Mr. Davis, for clarification, since we did public comment in the quasi, do we have to do public comment on this?
No, you don't. You've already taken it.
Okay, we've already taken it. Great. Any
I'll
discussion?
speak again and motion to approve ordinance 1662.
Second.
Ms. Mazzoni?
Councilmember Coburn?
Yes.
Councilman Register?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we now move on to regular agenda item number 3, ordinance number 1663. Mr. Davis.
An ordinance of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 2 of the city's Code of Ordinances related to city council regular meeting times and allowing for the date and time of a regular meeting to be rescheduled by resolution, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, scrivener's errors, liberal interpretation, modifications, codification, and providing an effective date.
Okay, any public comment on this item? Seeing none, move on to, actually, Mr. Davis, if you could help us understand this item.
Certainly, just so as you considered at your first reading, this ordinance does 2 things. Number 1, it changes your 6 o'clock meeting to 5 p.m. permanently, so that is the second Thursday of the month. And it also allows you to reschedule a regular meeting to a different date and time by resolution, as long as that new rescheduled meeting complies with the charter, which requires you to meet twice a month, except for November and December. That's it.
Okay, and as we discussed last time, it should be better for some of our senior citizens, so they're not driving home in the evening. It's also better for staff, so that they don't have that kind of weird gap hour between the meeting dates. Think it's a good move?
I motion to approve ordinance 1663.
Second.
All right. Ms. Mazzoni?
Councilmember Coburn?
Yes.
Councilman Register?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer?
Yes, ma'am. And I will note, now that that's passed, this will impact a few remaining meetings in 2025. The city clerk will renotice all the meetings in 2025 on Bay County Public Notices, as we always do, and the city website and the social media will be updated.
Now we have to remember too.
Okay. Moving on to regular agenda item number 4, ordinance 1664. Mr. Davis.
An ordinance of the City of Panama City Beach, Florida, repealing Chapter 2, Article 5, Division 2 of the city's Code of Ordinances related to the Parks and Recreation Board, providing for conflicting provisions, severability, scrivener's errors, liberal interpretation, modifications, and codification, and providing an effective date.
Okay, any public comment on this item? Public comment? Seeing none, Mr. Whitman can help us understand this.
Yeah, this is just to dissolve the Parks and Rec Board, and as you saw, I'll have Cheryl come in every once in a while to give you guys an update on the Parks and Rec Board.
Yep, okay. Yeah, those Parks and Rec meetings, you know, are a little bit harder to attend for the public, so we'll have the updates here, and anything that would happen at the Parks and Rec Board is gonna come to us anyway, so this is a more efficient use of staff and our wonderful board members' time as well, who spent a lot of time on that park board.
Absolutely.
And I would just add that, you know, members of the city, if they have any suggestions, comments, anything like that with Parks and Rec, feel free to direct them to any of us up here, and we will definitely take a look at it and see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's a hot topic. That is a popular department.
Yes, Mayor, I'd just also like to echo and thank those individuals that have served on this board over the years.
Yep.
I don't feel that we really set them up for success as making their main focus, raising money and sponsorships for the park. So I think this would be better use of staff time, as well as the individuals that gave of their time can put their time to other use.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate all of our board members who serve in the various city boards, and so we thank this board in particular at this time.
All right.
No further discussion? Motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Ms. Fazone?
Councilmember Coburn?
Yes.
Councilman Register?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Jarman?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Teddemer?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we may now move on to the city manager report.
Just something short and sweet. I just want to congratulate Captain McClanahan again on 30 years of service to our city, and congratulations to his family, his wife, his son, and his daughter.
Okay. Thank you. City Attorney.
I'd certainly like to echo the city manager's report. I've worked with Captain McClanahan a long time, and he's a great guy. Has done a lot for this city. I wanted to give you guys a quick update. We heard about the Miracle League Pavilion, which if you have walked by there a few times, you've noticed that it's in kind of a weird state right now. There's no one working on it. It's kind of messy. That is because working with the city manager, the public works director, the parks director, the city made the determination to terminate the contractor on that job and make a claim on the performance bond that guarantees that that work is done without harm to the city. We have been working with the bonding company on that issue to bring in a new contractor. And I think that we will probably see work start. We'll have some deconstruction and reconstruction to be done at no cost to the city. The bonding company will cover that, but that should start back up and in earnest probably in the next week or two. So I wanted to give the public an update on that. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Now move on to council comments. Let's see, who wants to go first? Councilman Casto.
Thank you, Mayor. We recently had our family reunion here in Panama City Beach. I think we had over 50 family members that came here from all over the United States, and most of them were from Florida. A lot of them South Florida, lived in various different cities. But one of the things that they mentioned to me, and I keep hearing it from my constituents and other people in the city, how dangerous are some of the crosswalks in the city, and primarily the ones they were using are in the county. And I was going to mention it to the county commissioner, but he's left. But what they said that they've started doing in other communities where they have like a 60 to 80 foot stretch of going across with no red light, just the twinkle lights that a lot of people don't stop and honor. They have racks of flags on each side that when you push the button, you pick up a flag And when you're going across and you wave the flag and then you put it in the pedestal when you get to the other side, and they said they're doing that over, they've just recently started doing that. And I thought maybe it's something that the city manager and public works department could look at and see how other cities, I know there probably will be a maintenance issue to keep up with, but they say, especially at night, it really helps to see the pedestrians with the bright orange flag. So I just thought it was something that maybe would, because we have had several people, were more walkable friendly and more crosswalks and anything that we can do to help families get across from the north side to the south side of the road. So I just thought it was worth us looking into it if they found a way to make it safer.
Yeah, well, I'd certainly be interested in seeing what other cities are doing, so maybe we could get a report back to see the.
When we go to League of the City, we can talk to some of them down there too, how that's working out for them, but we're getting more and more crosswalks, especially with our CRA, so that's maybe something we may want to.
I mean, I'm for looking into it. The only thing I'm seeing is a meme of carrying a brick. So the flag is much better.
Yeah. That's all I have.
We just have to worry about spring break, all of them disappearing.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be a maintenance issue, but if it saves some lives, and it seems like every summer somebody gets hit.
We can advertise on them maybe and pay for themselves.
I know, I think there was one community, when you go across the street, you're supposed to raise your arm up and like wave at people. Make yourself more visible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, certainly pedestrian safety, we're spending a lot of money on pedestrian safety with the CRA. Yeah, I would love to see what other communities are doing. I was at a mayor's conference, and there was one community, or one startup, actually fairly close to here, where they have some sensors in the sidewalks, and they'll put a spotlight on a person waiting. And they have a little bit, they use some cameras and AI to detect a person versus just that sensor going off. It's relatively new technology, so I didn't know if it was worth pursuing for the city, but I know there's been a lot of thinking around pedestrian safety. So I'd personally love to see some more information.
And the LED lights in the asphalt, we have some of those, and I know
I like those. There's a maintenance issue with the ones in the roadway.
But I think that was initially they were installed incorrectly, I think. I think maybe they come up with a better way to put those. John, that may be something you can look at if they got something now that's not such a maintenance nightmare.
We can definitely reach out to other cities that have that to see if there's a maintenance issue with what they have existing already.
Especially since we're in the middle of doing ours, now's the time to put them in there if we're going to do it, and put the right ones in there that we won't have a headache with later on.
Okay, so the direction from the council, the direction from the council is to investigate what other cities are doing in terms of pedestrian safety around crosswalks.
Yes, sir.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay, good idea. Councilman Register?
I'd like to think too, a lot of what we've got is mismatched when the CRA all comes together. It's like uniformity across. We have some crosswalks that don't have any lights at all, and some that do have lights, and some areas of our city that has median, and some have turn lane in the middle and up and down Front Beach Road. But I'm all about, I think it's a great idea, and I think we should always be pursuing and actively proactive. And I know Drew and our team and Holly do an incredible job of being proactive how to keep people safe. So one thing I thought about though with those medians, is there a way with those flashing lights to add another flashing light in that median where those crosswalks are coming across, to add like 3 sets of them to make it even more visible? Because I mean, you've got to be looking almost off, because you're driving in this lane, you've got what's supposed to be a red lane, I guess, and then another sidewalk, and then you've got this crosswalk sign. It's kind of far off out of the way. Is there a way to put one more in the center as well?
Yeah, I can speak to our engineers on that. I've seen other cities do something similar to that, but I can speak to John about that.
It just draws your attention more in the middle of the road as opposed to having to look off to the side, and having a set of 3 maybe might work, and something we could do as well in addition to flags or whatever else we can do to keep people safe. But other than that, just want to thank code enforcement. They're doing a good job. I appreciate, the cleanup in the city that I've seen, especially in the tourist corridor. I think our aesthetic appeal for our destination is extremely important, and I'm starting to see a lot of progress with that. So I wanted to thank our code enforcement department for holding up the codes that we already have in place. I think we have really, really good codes that we've worked really hard. We had a lot of people that were visionaries in our city that put those codes together, and I think they've done a great job upholding those. So I wanted to kudos to the code enforcement department, and Mel and your team, thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Coburn.
Nothing today, thank you.
Vice Mayor?
I'm good. I just echo, congratulations, Captain McClanahan. 30 years is quite a remarkable length of time to do anything. So I want to thank him for his service to the city and to the people of Panama City Beach.
Absolutely. I echo that as well. That's an impressive longevity in public service. It also really speaks to the police department, creating a culture that engenders that longevity and the entire staff, as well as our residents and visitors. This is a great place to work. We always encourage folks to apply for the job openings we have, and we try to keep folks and we try to take care of them. And in return, our police officers, our public safety officials, fire, they really take care of us. And we really appreciate that service. Just end by asking for the Lord's wisdom, guidance, and protection as we work toward a better Panama City Beach. See you at the next meeting.